Another chapter in the tariff battle.
They're fighting against a population that's hell-bent on buying local.
How farmers say they'll be affected. Striking a chord. How music has become a major attraction during Stampede Week.
Every year, they just bring in bigger artists.
And a viral moment.
Believe it or not, this is actually our first rodeo.
The Stampede spontaneity that earned hundreds of thousands of views.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. They're back. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened another round of tariffs on Canadian exports, this time at 35%. Stephanie Thomas joins us live. So, Steph, what's the reaction here in Alberta?
Ian, there's a sense of calm amid the uncertainty, if that makes any sense. Now, we know that Alberta's largest export is energy, but now we're hearing from Alberta's beef and dairy producers. In fact, U.S. President Donald Trump singled out Canada's dairy sector in his letter to Prime Minister Mark Carney sent Thursday. It says, starting on August 1st, we will charge 35% on Canadian products sent to the U.S. separate from all sectoral tariffs. Trump says the tariffs on U.S. dairy from Canada is extraordinary, and American dairy products aren't sold up in north in Canada as much as he'd like. Now, dairy farmers tell me Canada has a supply-managed industry, and Canadians are demanding Canadian cheese and milk above all else. And cattle ranchers tell me that tariffs would spell trouble as Alberta beef primarily ends up in the U.S. market.
It's going to be a steep hill to climb for them, and they're fighting against a population that's hell-bent on buying local. So
it's just going to put more strain on our industry, and where's the market going? Our beef, where are we going to market our beef? That's a big factor.
Premier Danielle Smith also shared on social media that she believes this latest threat of tariffs would be harmful to both Canadians and Americans, but she only singled out Alberta's energy sector when she spoke about Alberta's exports. Now it's up for the negotiators at the table between Canada and U.S. to discuss things, and now the deadline has been pushed further, Ian, to August 1st. Back to you.
Stephanie, thanks very much. As tariff threats loom over the economy, Calgary is seeing some resiliency. Unemployment fell in June. Calgary's jobless rate sits at 7.4%, down from May's 7.8%. The national unemployment rate is 6.9%. Alberta's is 6.8%. ATB's chief economist says it's one of the few times our province has bested the national rate since 2016. Alberta added 30,000 new jobs, while Calgary alone added 5,500. Most new jobs are in the information, culture, recreation, and manufacturing sectors, but experts say it remains to be seen if the momentum will continue.
Especially with the latest, U.S. tariff announcement of 35% tariffs on non-CUSMA compliant goods coming from Canada into the United States. We'll have to see if that shows up in our economy, or if we see that the Canadian economy is more resilient than we thought.
Meantime, StatsCan says young people are still struggling to find work. The unemployment rate for those aged 15 to 24 in Alberta is 16.4%. The city is postponing construction along Stephen Avenue. The project will replace old infrastructure and renew the look of the area. Work was supposed to start July 14th, the day after the Stampede wraps, and wrap up in 2026. Business owners complained about the timing, saying it will severely impact their bottom line. The city says it's devising some new construction options to reduce the effect on businesses. A new timeline will be shared once it's finalized. And the city says it has no plans to eliminate biking from Pascapoo slopes. As we reported yesterday, a master plan is being developed for the Medicine Hill Pascapoo Slopes Regional Park. Mountain bikers are worried it could mean the loss of popular trails. In a statement to CTV today, the city says cycling, walking, and nature observation are included in the new plan as it works to preserve the natural space for years to come. The Calgary Stampede maintains its title as the greatest outdoor show on earth, but a new slogan is gaining ground. Alicia Fielberg joins us to explain. And Alicia, Stampede is also promoting itself as the greatest music festival in the West.
Yes, and Stampede Park isn't the only place to take in that live music either. Down here you can see Princess Island Park is bustling as people head down to Oxford Stomp. Calgary's longest running corporate party has attracted some big acts over the years, including Billy Idol, Kiss, and Blondie. But there are many options to take in great live music throughout the city, including over the 10-day event at Stampede. It offers more than 100 performances at the park. Superstars, including Shania Twain, require tickets, but many acts don't cost anything beyond admission to the grounds. Country music is front and center, of course, but far from the only option. There are several choices off the grounds, too, including festivals featuring South Asian music, EDM, and rock. The guests are impressed by the big acts, and Stampede says that it always works to secure popular artists, and sometimes the performers even get more popular after they've been booked.
Sometimes we have artists that, have a hit once we contract that come in prior to Stampede that draw a new crowd and a new audience that was maybe a little bit different than what we anticipated. But really, we're excited that when those artists find their way to the Calgary Stampede.
A crowd of about 7,000 or 8,000 people is expected here at Princess Island Park tonight. Canadian band Deer Rouge is about to take the stage, and the headliner tonight in Calgary at Princess Island Park, Sheryl Crow. Ian, I know you're a fan.
Should be a great show indeed. Thanks very much, Alicia. Calgary couples dancing outside Nashville North has gone viral, and it all happened by chance. Benjamin McMurray and Sarah McDougall started dancing in the rain outside Nashville North on Sunday night, not knowing someone was recording them. Their moves and the moment have since racked up more than 800,000 views online. The couple met just a few months ago and say they were just having fun after watching the rodeo. Benjamin, who grew up near Airdrie, says he learned to dance at small town events and took advantage of the open space when the rain started coming down.
Nothing clears out a dance floor like a good rainstorm, so it actually worked out perfectly. We had lots of room to dance and just kind of practice our moves. Believe it or not, this is actually our first rodeo.
It was spontaneous. We were already out there. It was coming down, and I think I said we should dance in that puddle. I had no idea that was going to happen, but I keep seeing the views go up and up and up. It's crazy.
The couple says they're surprised by the response and hope the video spreads a little Stampede joy. As Benjamin puts it, life is about finding someone who will dance in the rain with you.
Wow.
Very sweet.
That's my favorite story of the Stampede.
Me too. Yeah, it's really all these wonderful, sweet Stampede stories.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the odds of dancing in the rain this weekend?
To close out Stampede, for sure, we have a chance of that late Sunday. So, for most of the weekend, we are looking at wonderful weather, but by about 1 on Sunday, it'll start to cloud over, and then by 4 o'clock, we get into the chance of dancing in the rain. Okay, 25 degrees is the temperature. It's been mainly sunny today, couple cloudy periods. We've had a really nice day, not too hot, not too cold. Your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit 5thavvw.com. And this is a pretty spectacular forecast. It will be hotter tomorrow, so keep that in mind. UV index will be 8, which is very high. We'll kick off the day at 19 degrees at 8 a.m. And 29 in the afternoon with mainly sunny skies.
Thank you, Danielle. A measles warning today from Alberta Health Authorities. Still to come, a sharp uptick in measles numbers here in Calgary. And a fatal collision on a Calgary street today in which a cyclist is killed. Also, if you have a news tip for us, text us at 10400. A cyclist has died after colliding with a dump truck that was pulling a trailer in southwest Calgary this morning. An officer got on the ground to closely inspect the truck after the collision happened at the intersection of 26th Avenue and 32nd Street Southwest. That's in Killarney. The cyclist, in his 60s, was rushed to hospital where he died. The truck driver remained at the scene. Police say the truck was traveling parallel to the cyclist who was in a bike lane when the driver made a right turn and struck the victim. The intersection was closed for several hours, and police continue to investigate. Some southern Albertans are being targeted in a photo radar scam. In this latest scam, people are getting text messages from Alberta Drive Safe or Safe Roads Alberta. It says they have an unpaid photo radar ticket and to click on the link to pay the fine. Police say they never send texts about photo radar tickets. That communication is always done by mail. If you receive one of these texts, never click the link and do not provide money or any personal information.
Ooh, I think I got that one.
I think I got one too, and I ignored it.
I ignored it as well.
Okay, we are on an upswing.
We are.
In the weather in the final weekend of Stampede.
Ooh, it's hot tomorrow. A really nice weekend, and the weather should hold out until about 4 o'clock on Sunday. So we're in for a nice little treat to wrap up Stampede weekend, or the Stampede. Okay, mainly sunny skies, couple clouds out there. We'll see some cloudy periods at times this evening, and we'll see some cloudy periods at times tomorrow as well. But we should get pretty hot tomorrow. Just a look at temperatures in and around the city: 26 downtown, 25 at the airport. It's 26 in Winsport, Airdrie, Irricana, and 25 in Bragg Creek and over in Strathmore. Get your daily dose of greens at Serenity Golf Club, just 20 minutes east of Calgary. Okay, bigger picture here, looking at the province, and mainly those mid-20s in the south end, but a little bit higher in the Medicine Hat area. So we have a good chunk of heat already. Temperatures significantly warmer than yesterday because a lot of communities just got into the teens yesterday. We got a little higher in Calgary, but we're warming up. And we'll get close to that 30 mark in Calgary for tomorrow. We have a ridge of high pressure that's built in, so it's a bit of a dirty ridge, you could say, because we do have some clouds that will be moving in and out, so it won't be completely sunny. There will be some cloudy periods, but overall will be enough sunshine to be able to boost our temperatures. And the jet stream keeping all those clouds and that moisture up and directing it around us. For now, it should creep in on Sunday because the weather pattern changes. So we'll lose this ridge late Sunday and through Monday, as you can see here, and we'll get a shift in from the north and a bit of a trough, an upper level trough starting to develop. That means, yes, instability because the jet stream will roll over us and the jet stream storm track. We're also looking at it bringing in cooler air by then once again, so we'll drop to the teens again to kick off next week. I'll show you that in the longer range. But first, here's mainly sunny skies with some cloudy periods at times. The really key thing you have to know about is that by Sunday 1 in the afternoon, we'll get some cloud cover start to roll in from this in the city. And then as we track into 4 on Sunday, we get the chance of showers. And then Sunday night in through Monday, we're looking at heavy rain. So Sunday night in through Monday, 5 to 10 millimeters, and then another 5 millimeters just throughout the day on Monday. So when you look at that long range forecast, 29 and mainly sunny. You do not have to worry about showers or thunderstorms tomorrow. 25 degrees on Sunday, clouds increasing in the afternoon, and by 4 in the afternoon, again, we have the chance of showers and thunderstorm activity, and then heavier rain in the overnight hours in through Monday, where we'll pick up anywhere from in total with the system 5 to 15 millimeters of rain. Look at the high on Monday, just 15 degrees, but we'll start to warm up a little bit on Tuesday anyway. We'll be back into the 20s by the middle of next week.
Calgary has seen its biggest increase in measles cases since outbreaks began in March. There are 17 new cases in Alberta, with 8 of them in Calgary. Infectious disease experts have warned big summer gatherings, like the Stampede, could turn into super spreader events. The best protection against the highly infectious and preventable disease is 2 doses of the MMR vaccine. Anyone not fully vaccinated is advised to skip large events or be very cautious if attending. And Alberta Health Services has issued a measles exposure warning for Calgary on July 4th. An infectious person was at the Amanita Hotel on McLeod Trail and visited several restaurants. We've posted the exposure locations and time periods on our website, ctvnews.ca/Calgary. Health experts say more people have become sick due to a salmonella outbreak in salami, and most of them are in Alberta. The Public Health Agency of Canada now says 2 more people have been hospitalized due to tainted Rhea brand Genoa salami sweet, Rhea brand Genoa salami hot, and Bona brand mild Genova salami. Now 84 people have gotten sick, 67 of them in Alberta. One additional illness is someone from BC who got sick after traveling to Alberta. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency recalled the products on June 10th. Albertans need new homes, lots of them. Just ahead, a multi-million-dollar investment in affordable housing. Company seems to be managing with higher tariffs. Joining me is Robert Geary, investment advisor with the Popowich Karmali Advisory Group. So what happened in the markets today?
Yeah, well, we had a bit of a downdraft today, Ian, and I think the main reason for that is that the market's actually digesting the true risk of this 35% Canada tariff realistically, and it's not what happened for the rest of the week, and it was kind of numbness, and we got the actual kind of risk-off trade here today, and markets were down on that sentiment, and there was a bit of actual going flight to safety, so we saw some Treasury bonds buying, and we also saw some gold pick up. So I think heading into a weekend that's pretty natural when we have unknown of what could be said over the weekend in 2 days, and we're waiting to see what Canada's retaliatory stance is on this and what that's going to look like.
And lots of people this week in Calgary are wearing their Levi's, and revenues are growing at that company.
Yeah, we'll call it, one of their slogans is head to toe, and this is Levi Strauss. We'll call it the Canadian tuxedo this week, and they got a big boost today. They had their earnings report come in, and it was pretty significant. And what was significant about it is that they're showing upward revision to forward guidance on the upside, saying, hey, we're seeing strong demand in our stores and in e-commerce. They've diversified out beyond what I thought, just jeans, and they're going into polos, hats. They're doing a collaboration with Nike for Nike Air Max denims. So I think that this is an interesting one to look at. They are upbeat relative to, say, Gap and American Eagle that have taken a beating this year. So I think this is good news for apparel companies overall.
All right. Thanks for the update. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Ottawa says it will extend changes to employment insurance until this fall. The changes were brought in the spring in response to the trade war with the U.S. The new rules cap the threshold to qualify for EI and let people qualify for 4 more weeks of benefits. The goal was to help hard-hit businesses retain workers by reducing hours and compensating them through employment insurance for lost wages. The changes were set to expire tomorrow, but have now been extended until at least October 11th. Alberta is investing to build new affordable housing units across the province. More than $203 million has been committed to support the construction of new housing units. Roughly $117 million has been earmarked for projects in Calgary. The money is a joint investment between the provincial and federal governments. It will fund 25 new projects to build more than 2,300 additional affordable housing units across Alberta. Despite tariff threats, the Canadian economy is seeing some resiliency. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. New numbers for June show 30,000 jobs were added in Alberta, including 5,500 in Calgary. But the youth unemployment rate in Alberta remains stubbornly high at almost 16.5%. You'll hear why coming up at 6. Also had a big update. The city is postponing the start of construction on Stephen Avenue. Coming up, we'll have reaction from a business owner who was one of the ones pushing for a pause. Ian.
Thanks very much, Tara. A bear warning is in effect for parts of Kananaskis country after a grizzly bear bluff charged a hiker. It happened Tuesday on the Bill Milne Trail between Wedge Pond and Mount Allen Drive. The bear warning remains in effect until further notice. Another thing to keep in mind if you're heading to the mountains this weekend, buffalo berry season has started. That means it's really important to make lots of noise so you don't surprise a bear that's feasting. Hiking in groups is recommended. Ensure pets are on leash and have bear spray ready and know how to use it. An Edmonton organization that rescues wildlife is seeing more owls than usual this year. This great horned owl is being cared for at Wild North. It's believed he was hit by a car. The owl is one of 15 treated by staff this year, almost double last year's number. The reason why? The owl population in Alberta has grown because the mice population, their main food source, has grown. The hope is the injured owls will eventually be released into the wild. A new program at the Devon Public Library is pairing reading with bird watching. The library is lending out bird backpacks for a week at a time. 3 are geared toward adults, 1 is for children. Inside each kit, you can find a pair of binoculars, a Birds of Alberta guidebook, and a birding checklist specific to the town of Devon. A volunteer at the library started the program after hearing of a similar one at the Regina Public Library. We are looking ahead to warmer weather this weekend. A nice way to cap off the Stampede right now in the city. 25 degrees. Danielle has details just ahead. Twenty new flood and drought protection projects are receiving provincial funding, including one here in Calgary. The province says the goal of this grant program is to increase natural flood and drought protections. Calgary's river valleys will be receiving just over $200,000. The money will go toward revitalizing river banks in Elbow Park. Since 2018, the group has completed similar restorations along the Elbow River and West Nose Creek. And Danielle joins us once again. Nice to see we're wrapping up Stampede Week on a very positive note.
Yeah, and we had a busy week. We had record-breaking highs this week. We had a good amount of rainfall and moisture that we need. And now we're just getting into one of those days where, yeah, we'll get a little hotter as we go. Today's a perfect day. Temperatures pretty much where they should be. Not too hot, not too cold. A good amount of sunshine, stable weather. That stability will last all tomorrow, a high of 29. And then by Sunday, it will be stable up until about 4 in the afternoon. And then we look at the chance of showers again. And we're kicking off next week on the cold note. 15 degrees is a high with some heavy rain. So enjoy the last week in a Stampede however you'd like to. Enjoy the sunshine. Ian?
Sounds great. Thank you very much. It's a Calgary tradition, and 5 Canadian senators got the honor earlier today.
Ready?
Yeah. Ready.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Calgary's mayor white-hatted the senators this morning, complete with their oath to spread the city's hospitality wherever they go. The senators are on a 4-day tour of southern Alberta, visiting energy and agricultural sites in the region. Hope they have a great time at the Stampede. Thank you for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.